for those of you that are struggling with money, you guys got to productize yourself. You must productize yourself. Now, there are many different ways to productize yourself, but I think the simplest way for many of you is the value that you give to people is education.
This is Secrets for Success.
Welcome to the Secrets for Success podcast. I'm your host, Greg Todd. Thank you, as always, for joining me. Today, we are going to answer the question that quite a few of you have, and that is, why am I stuck making the same amount of money? And I'm going to just deal with the answer right now. Now, here's the deal. The deal is that I want you to understand there's no judgment. I've been where you're at. I'm not saying I always make lots of money, but I make a heck of a lot more than I did. And I work a heck of a lot less than I used to. So I might have some answers for you. Okay. And, some of you are new to the podcast, and, I want to kind of just go back to those of you that don't know my story. I haven't always been this business guy that has these businesses and, in different industries. Yes, some are in healthcare. But, the reality is that I wasn't that guy. I got into healthcare to not do business. I'm only doing business because I didn't make the money that I wanted to make and didn't have the time that I wanted to have at the time. And what I was doing wasn't working. And so let me just tell you guys, like, what I was doing that wasn't working. What I was doing that wasn't working was that I was trying to become the best clinician out there. That's what I was doing. It's not like I wasn't doing anything. It's not like I was a lazy clinician. I was trying to become the best clinician out there. Here is what I was doing to become the best clinician. My first year and a half, I did 180 CEUs. That's what my professors told me. Become really, really good. The other thing my professors told me is try everything. Try outpatient, try inpatient, try nursing home. So I worked at an ALF. I worked in an outpatient facility. I worked for Health South. I worked for a company called Kessler that was an ALF. And the reality is that I was barely scraping by. At that time, my rent, I lived in a one-bedroom apartment. My rent was $742 a month. I was making under $40K a year. I was able to pay it, but I was barely scraping by. Like, it was not easy. Okay. So the reality is that what my professors told me was wrong. It didn't work. And if I continued to do that, okay, what would I be making now? All right, I'll be making maybe 80, 85, 90 a year. Especially if I want to be an outpatient. Like, you're not going to make any more than that. You can't, because you're getting paid through third-party payers. And you're capped because your individual time is what is allowing you to make money. And at that time, I was seeing like 2, 3, 4 patients, sometimes 5 patients in an hour. I was averaging, my first year, I averaged 3.1 patients per hour for the year. So just imagine that. That means that on average, I had 3 patients every single hour. On average, a little bit more than that. So the reality is that, like, you're going to get nowhere fast. You're going to get nowhere fast if you do it like that. So I will tell you all that if you think that you becoming an amazing clinician is going to do it, it's not, because becoming an amazing clinician still makes you the main resource, and it makes your time the main resource because of the way that you're serving people. And both of them are limited. Okay. They're both limited 24 hours in a day, and your body is only getting older. So you're never going to be able to scale yourself that way. Okay. The way that I am telling you all, and for those of you that are struggling with money, you guys got to productize yourself. You must productize yourself. Now, there are many different ways to productize yourself, but I think the simplest way for many of you is the value that you give to people is education. And you're giving people education as value, then take the education that you're giving to people, the things that you're saying over and over and over again, and productize it. That simple. And it doesn't have to be a lot of money. Just productize it. And initially just give it to your new patients that are coming in and tell them that this is part of your treatment plan. Give it to them for free. Give it to them just so they'll give you testimonials. Get them to go through it, make sure it's valuable, make sure it's actually good, right? and make sure they think it's good. Not just you think it's good, but they think it's good. And then get them to give you testimonials. And after that, put it to the public. These are things that people are asking for all the time. I always say that anytime I go down to South Florida, or I go to my parents, and somebody's going to ask me some question about their back, about their hip, about their neck, about their knee, those things that people ask you about anyways, and you roll your eyes, don't roll your eyes, sell people the thing. Okay. Oh, you have a question about that? Cool. Isn't that what people do on social media all day? Isn't that what they do? They show things that people get value from. A crap ton of people watch the thing. Okay. And most people, they just want the dopamine hit of having people getting a bunch of views. Screw that. I want the money. So basically just sell people, hey, if you like this, you're going to love this, because this is going to do what that just did, but do it even more. That's it. Sell for $10, $20, $30. Okay. That's called productizing yourself through education-based offers. You're educating people in a way that's going to give them awareness, and it's going to help them solve a problem. Okay. Number two, you could do support-based, value, right? Support-based value is, I know that if I can have access to people that I value, I can have access to you pretty much whenever I want in some capacity. It's just much more valuable. It's much more valuable to me. So, like now, especially today, like AI is cool, but there's times where I don't want to talk to an AI. I actually want to talk to an individual because my situation might be complicated. Okay. And so like, give people support, and give them support in a way to where they can have more access to either your resources or access to you, but charge them more. Like, that's it. And then number three, if you want to make more money, do something to where it's like, I'm not just telling you how to do something, but I'm going to do it with you, but do it in an online format so that now you don't have to physically be in front of the person in order for them to get the value. Right. And those are three ways. I haven't talked about membership. Maybe I'll talk about that in the next episode. But guys, that's how you uncap yourself. Okay. That's how you uncap yourself. It's only getting harder. The middle class is shrinking. People have less disposable income to be able to dispose of. Okay. And people are struggling out there. So you got to find solutions for them. And if you don't, then, poo-poo on you. I heard something at the conference I was at, and it said, how did they say this? Let me take now. It said, don't penalize your customers for your inefficiencies. Don't penalize your customers for your inefficiencies. Because of your inability to not do anything besides one-on-one, don't penalize your customers by making them pay so much more for the same thing that you could be doing for them if you just leverage yourself. And just use your mind to say, how can I give them the same result and me not have to physically be in front of them? How do you do that? How do you do that? That's the reason why, you sometimes you feel bad for these companies that went out of business, and, I'm talking like the Kmarts and this. But you know what? You kind of don't feel bad for them, because the reality is that they never thought of us. They only thought of, well, this is how we've always done it. Like, no, they never thought of us. Amazon might be crazy. Amazon might be a little ratchet, but at least Amazon thought of us. They're like, look, let's make life easier on them. Let's make life easier. Let's get it to them to where they don't have to leave their house. Let's get it to them to where they can get it within 2 days or less. Let's get it to them in a way to where we can make everything readily available, right? Let's get it to them to where they can go to Walmart and they could scan a code at Walmart. We could scan it on our app, and we can let them know right then and there, is Walmart cheaper or are we cheaper? If Walmart's cheaper, get at Walmart. If we're cheaper, then just press the button, and then as you get home, it'll probably be there by the time you get home, right? Let's just start thinking of our customers more than we're thinking of ourselves and our ability, or maybe I should say lack of ability, for us to change. Just think about that, okay? And I think that's so huge, you guys, huge. So that's how you uncap your income. I hope that helps you guys. I hope that serves you. We're going to be doing a summit on this next Saturday, and I really just want everyone to be able to integrate one of these models into their life, their career, so that you're not stuck. You're not stuck trying to figure it out and stuck with the amount of money that a place wants to pay you. Anyways, I hope this helps you. I hope this serves you. I love you guys. Till next time.